the character ahead of time. Absolutely fine. Absolutely within reason. Acted well, played well, scripted well. Just there was nothing wrong with it. I think if you were looking for a specific thing and you're a big Doctor Strange fan, that could be a really big issue. But it wasn't an issue for me, and I don't think it'll be an issue, except for a handful of comic book fans who are just very familiar with that. But she served the purpose very, very well. Training Strange, getting him wrangled in, getting him basically to put into a position where he'll eventually take over for her. And of course, her death does happen in the movie, and that is really, really, really surprisingly well done. Like I loved that moment of the movie. It was one of these bittersweet moments of the film. The supporting cast does a really, really good job. I love the way they explain the sorcery. I love the way they explain the world. The other thing I was really concerned about when it came to this movie is just how strange it can be. It can be very, very difficult for audiences to comprehend and understand the kind of stuff that they're even talking about. And they don't push the byline too much. They just kind of throw you at it and throw it at you, and then it's whatever sticks. I thought that the graphics and the psychedelic bits would just be, I don't know. I think I was afraid that would scare away a lot of audiences or make them feel negatively towards the movie. But then movies like Inception have been critically acclaimed, so I walked into it hopeful that they would do it right, and they did. Like the mirror universe is fantastic. When she's showing him the multitude of universes, it's fantastic. Everything about this movie was really, really good. And it's so funny because I don't believe I don't believe Marvel really believed in this movie. That's why I think it was slotted for a November release. This could have easily been a summer release and easily been a blockbuster. And obviously the reviews are good, like 90% of Rotten Tomatoes right now. And obviously I have a very high impression of it. Everybody that I saw it with had a very high impression of it. I think they were afraid that it was going to be too strange for audiences, and it turned out to be just strange enough. So that's my opinion of the movie. I do think you will regret if you don't see it in the big screen, because the graphics and the fight scenes are worth seeing on the big screen. It'll be fine if you don't worry about that much. I had trouble following the fights, but I do a lot of the times these days, with this old brain of these old eyes of mine. The fighting is not generally why I enjoy these movies, even though it's still very welcome and very fantastic. But graphically, the detail on these like mirror universe scenes and these trippy multiverse stuff is incredible. I think you really should consider seeing it in the theater, especially if you've enjoyed these spoilers. I think that you'll probably regret it if you don't. But that's one man's opinion. I could be wrong. If you have seen the movie, let me know in the description box below. If you haven't seen the movie, and you don't plan to, let me know why. And, if you're just waiting for it to come to home theater, I understand that. Like I said, no huge spoilers. Even and the spoilers that I could give you here should not ruin your enjoyment of the movie. Guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much. I'll speak with you again.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Doctor Strange non-spoilery review. Basically like the Rick and Morty entry into the Marvel Universe. So here we go. You might
would just be, I don't know, I think I was afraid that would scare away a lot of audiences or make them feel negatively towards the movie. But then movies like Inception have been critically acclaimed, so I walked into it hopeful that they would do it right. And
how many times I've stopped and started the camera. How does Jerry do this all the time? I think Jerry's gotten a probe, just sitting in front of the camera and
pouring his heart out to everybody.
that guy's such a shill. For what? I don't know. He's shilling for something. So I just want to talk to you guys. All right, and I want you to hear me out, and I want you to listen to the whole video. It might be, I don't know how long it's going to be, but guys, I'm going to say some things that are important, and I want you to listen. Okay, I don't give a shit about the like button. I don't care about the dislike button. I don't even care about the comments. I'm probably not even going to read the comments if you want to know the truth. The comments section here on YouTube is just the cesspool of humanity. It is so full of negativity. It's not even funny. And it makes me feel bad because that means some of you guys must be dealing with some really gnarly shit because, yeah, I said gnarly. I'm an 80s kid. Deal with it. Some of you guys must really be going through some hard times with how much you just hate people, how much you hate the world, man. You guys are like the Joker. You just want to see shit burn. I started this channel to prove that it would never go anywhere. And as somebody who's had a tough time with bullying growing up, again, I want to reiterate, my family dynamic was good. My parents were good to me. My sister was rough on me, but sibling rivalry is not that uncommon. I had to deal with literally torture in school, physical torture as well, until I finally stood up for myself, cracked a dude's jaw, and then things got better from that point, because I literally, something changed in me that day. If you've watched my Draw My Life, something changed in me that day. And I no longer take shit from people. I don't. And some of you love that about me, and a lot of you hate that about me. A lot of you hate that when someone comes at me and is like, Jay, you're such a dickhole, you're a fat prick, you're such an idiot. And when I see that comment and I respond to it and I tell them what I truly think of them. And if you're one of those people that come at me and are like, Jay, you have to be nice, you're held to a higher standard than him. No, fuck that. I don't deal with double standards. I am a do unto you as you do unto me kind of person. You treat me good, man, I will give you the shirt off my back, I will give you every dollar in my wallet, and I'll never ask for it back. But if you treat me wrong, man, I will come at you as hard as you've given it to me threefold. So it's hard for me to disengage from a lot of the negativity. And I hate the fact that there is such a loud minority. You hear it all the time. The silent majority. The silent majority. Stop being silent. Why are you being silent? Myself and others will spend 5, 10, 20 hours on some of these videos, depending on what we're doing. Is it so much to ask that for your favorite YouTuber, you just click the like button? It takes 1 second. Leave a positive comment. Some of us spend hours and hours making this content, and if you liked it, spend 10 seconds leaving a positive comment. Stop being silent, because all that does is leave us having to deal with the only people that are speaking up, which are the haters and the aggressive criticizers. Now, criticism is okay. I've made changes on this channel due to criticism. People say I don't know how to take criticism. I take criticism very well. The way you deliver your criticism is going to determine the entire dynamic of how that criticism is received. I hate the fact that there's days I wake up and I start thinking about how to back away from all of this, because I'm sick and tired of having to deal with the double standards that are out there in terms of the comments and the criticism. But I still love making videos for you guys. I do, and I want to get back to where I would be so excited to make a video. And you hear YouTubers say this all the time, and it's those whiny, oh, I don't make videos anymore because I'm so stressed out videos. And that's not the point of this video. I'm just discussing with you guys. But I used to literally come home from work, throw down my backpack, and would just go to the office, shut the door, and not come out until the middle of the night, because I loved making videos for you guys. But I mean, I have to. Why do my eyes look like this? Because I spend so much time dedicated to making videos, working overtime even, like throughout the entire day. The only time I can even find time to game anymore is late at night when everyone's asleep. And so I stay up late because I want to play some games, and then I get up in the morning and my eyes look like this, no matter how much Visine I use. So if you guys see my eyes like this, it's usually because I made some sort of a dedication to the channel that I'm paying for it physically. I pay for it with lack of sleep and a diet that's constantly proper and improper all the time. You know, I mean, I lost 70 pounds last year, and I'm still told, Jay, you're fat. Jay, you got flabby arms. Guess what? I used to weigh 500 pounds. Well, 494, close enough. I swore if I hit 500, I was going to put a bullet in my head, and I was dead serious. Dead serious, that's a pun, I think, right? I've lost over 250 pounds, and I still deal with weight comments. I have lost more than some overweight males weigh, and I still take criticism for the way that I look, because of, you know what, when you wreck your body like I did, there's issues. And for me, it sucks that I've got some of this underarm flab, but you know what? I lift weights 3 times a week. I ride my bike. I try to eat right. I've lost a lot of weight, and I'm strong, I'm healthy, I can go from 50 plus miles on a bike ride, no problem. And yet, people still come at me trying to make health comments towards it. Not as much as they used to, because last year I was quite plump. Come down quite a bit since last year. But, I mean, this is what I'm saying. Put yourself in my shoes for once. Try it. It's not easy. Put yourself in my shoes. Imagine you've spent 7 years and you've lost over 250 pounds. And then someone makes a "you're fat" comment. Could you imagine like how fucked up that is to say to someone? The problem is more people they don't stop to think about these comments. They just put them out there. And whatever. I guess it is what it is. That's what happens when you make your living on the internet. But you know what sucks though is I made this channel dedicated to the consumer. I'm still dedicated to the consumer. I'm a consumer. You guys think everything I get's for free? It's not. I'm a consumer. I buy things. And I still go to YouTube to find references on things I want to buy. I still stand in the middle of Micro Center on my smartphone looking up reviews on something, even though I'm a reviewer. Because I don't take only my opinion into account. I don't only take my reviews into account. And I tell people all the time, look at multiple reviews. Don't just take what I say for it. But yet people want to call me a shill or a sellout or all I'm doing is damage control for a company, like this whole EVGA thing. The whole point of that video was to tell you that, hey, if you have one of these cards, don't freak out. EVGA is going to RMA it. If there's a problem, they're going to fix it. At least that's what they're telling me. And I wanted to show you how to apply the fix if you didn't want to wait for the RMA. But now people are claiming that I'm doing damage control, that it's a sponsored video, that I took money to make them look better. I didn't take a dime for that. I didn't even put an ad on that video. I mean, it's like my dedication to everything has to do with the audience, and yet I still have to deal with these false claims. And it sucks because that's an attack on integrity, and integrity is everything as far as I'm concerned. Unfortunately, it's hurt you guys now because before all of this came about, before all of the VRM thing, I had already worked out, because as I'm getting closer to 1 million subscribers, I want to start giving away more things, and I want to lead to a big giveaway that I am planning, was planning, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that anymore. A huge giveaway that I wanted to do. And I sent this message to EVGA because I was going to give away 3 graphics cards, a 1060, a 1070, and a 1080. And EVGA and I were going to collaborate on that because I'm a huge fan of EVGA. I have been a customer of theirs since the, 2003? Around 2003? A customer, guys. It's only recently that I've been able to actually have any sort of relationship with them, which is really, really awesome. But look, this is what I wrote. This is what I wrote to Jacob at EVGA. You ready? I said, I feel like I need to restructure my giveaway coming up due to the constant claims that I am only doing damage control for EVGA. The timing isn't very good, and giving away 3 EVGA GPUs will only strengthen that false claim. So I plan to give away 3 graphics cards, and now I'm canceled it. I canceled it because of the false claims out there, and it's one of those deals where the minority ruined it. The majority. Damn it, I'm doing the Donald Trump thing. I mean, I don't know if he does that kung fu on the weekends, but anyway. God, this election sucks too. Oh my God. Now people like to say things like, Jay, you don't live in the real world. You've got a big house. You've got a nice car, and you're surrounded by stuff. You don't know what it's like to be a hard-working person who has to earn their money. That's got to be the stupidest statement I think I've ever heard. I guarantee I put more hours into this content than most people put in at their 9-to-5s. You know, what's that saying? Self-employment's the only job. Someone will work 80 hours to avoid working 40 hours. That holds true here. My freshman year in high school, we lost our house. My parents went bankrupt. My father was self-employed most of my childhood after he got out of the military, and man, there were some serious ups and downs financially. So for anyone that would make any sort of comment that I don't know what it's like to struggle, I know what it's like to get free food from the church when we were growing up. I know what it's like to have to... I actually worked with my parents